Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 139 of the Fab and Fearless Business Booster Shot Show. My name is Yinka. I am a business strategist, a coach, a speaker, and an incoming author, and I support women to create wealth in and through their businesses by helping them to focus on what matters most for the business, which is cash flow and strategy, and what matters most for the business owner, which is mindset and habits. And it is both my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this 139th episode of the Booster Shot Show, where each week at 1:30 p.m. UK time on a Wednesday, I come to you with a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. Now, I hope that you can see and hear me over on my social platforms on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you can, I invite you to jump into the chat and say hello. Let me know that you can see and hear me. I will also take a moment to do the same and check that the tech isn't teching and that we are indeed live over the social platforms, because I was seeing you and then I wasn't, and that was what that moment of pause was. So I'm just going to check that we are live on social platforms. If you can see and hear me, please feel free, jump in, say hello, let me know how you are doing today. It would be lovely to know who I am speaking to. And we are going to be talking about on the topic of beware the rational lies. So let me check and see if I am indeed live over on my LinkedIn. Yes, I can see myself. Fabulous things. And what I will do now is just double check if I am live over on Facebook and YouTube. I can see that there. Hey, Jackie, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining me live today. It's so good to have you in the room. And thank you for letting me know that you can see me over on Facebook. I will also check our YouTube stream, because we are talking about those rational lies. Just before I get started, Jackie, feel free, jump into the chat, let me know. Hello, lovely. Thank you for checking my LinkedIn as well. I saw that was live. Let me know how you're doing. Scores on the doors on a scale of 1 to 10. How are you doing today? 1 is, Yinka, things could not be any worse. 10 is, Yinka, things are amazing and could not be any better. Please let me know how you are doing today. I would love to know what we are approaching this topic with today, not least because we are absolutely going to be talking about an interesting topic that really has power in terms of thinking not only about cash flow, but our businesses too, which is about the focus and the instance or the experience of those rational lies. So do let me know if you can see and hear me. Jackie, please, when you get a moment, let me know how you are doing today on that scale of 1 to 10. And feel free, drop and tag a friend in the chat. Let them know that we are indeed live in this moment, to be given the opportunity to join us live if they catch us on time. If not, they can absolutely be part of the team replay. So we are excited to share. I am excited to share this with you today. Thank you, Jackie, for letting me know you can also see me over on YouTube. So yeah, we are ready to rock and roll. So today, ladies and gents, we are talking the topic of rational lies. And the reason why we are talking about this particular topic today is because rational lies, or rationalizing, as we have now made it much more socially acceptable in our lexicon and experience, has a huge, yes, hi Collar, lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me today. Yet rational lies is something that we navigate and grapple with as entrepreneurs, as people seeking to make progress and success in our spaces on an ongoing basis. And it's so interesting because you are absolutely right, Collar. Rational lies are self delusions, but often not in the direction that we think of. See, we live in a world where we are very much subject to the thoughts and the opinions of other people, and other people's opinions happen um, powerfully and show up in our spaces on an ongoing basis. And so we constantly have that thought in our minds of what will other people think? And because we have that thought of what will other people think, it tells us more about essentially how we are navigating the perception that we have of other people's perceptions of us. And one of the ways that we seek to manage that is through rationality and logic. Rational and logic, or using our mind or our mental faculties, is lauded as the sensible choice, the prudent choice. And it sounds like the right thing to do. And yet, what I want to share with you today is how those are the rational lies that are keeping you from being where you want to be and getting where you want to go. Now, you might be hearing the sound of my voice today and be thinking, Yinka, what are you talking about? Why would we be shunning the sensible choice? Why would we not do what seems logical and rational? And what I want to remind you of, ladies and gents, is that success is rarely ever rational. Doing the logical thing rarely ever gets you the kind of success, the kind of transformative, quantum shifting experiences that it often takes to create the results that we actually want. And therein lies the challenge. Because we are, hi, Bernice, lovely to see you. And you're absolutely right. We are all excellent at telling ourselves rational lies. We are all masters of self manipulation. In the Jungian archetypes frameworks, the rational lies and logic is one of the most powerful tools of the archetype called the saboteur. Now, the saboteur is one of the shadow archetypes. Its illuminated partner is called the magician. And the magician and the saboteur focus on the area of possibility and time. And while the magician is the one that believes in miracles, is the one that will take the leap, is the one that says, I know that I can make magic happen. And so not only do I believe in magic and miracles, but I'm going to leap and I'm going to make it happen. And we'll partner with the archetype of the warrior to make it happen. The saboteur will do anything possible to stop you from looking like a fool. And I air quotes fool when I say the word fool, because looking like a fool is simply doing what may not be logical and rational to someone who isn't in your life wanting what you want and seeking to create what you want to create. And yet, how often do we spend time not doing what we want to do, not doing what we need to do, because we are concerned about looking a fool to someone else or something else or even to ourselves? Drop in the chat and let me know if this is resonating with you, because what I'm coming to you today is the opportunity for us to shift our paradigm. We think that the opposite of greatness, or the thing that stands in the way of our greatness, is something that's bad, something that's low quality. It's not. It's mediocrity and complacency. It's sensible and prudent. That is what stands in the way of greatness. There is a reason why we are told that well-behaved women seldom make history. Why? Because making history is absolutely not going to happen through prudent and sensible choices. Making history comes from taking leaps. It completely calls us to reframe and rearrange our relationship with risk. And no, I am not oblivious to the fact that risk and the experience around risk is very different depending on who you are and how you walk in the world. There is a higher social penalty for failure or perceived failure for women versus men, for example, for those of us who live in the Western economies. Those of us who live in patriarchal economies, I should say, because it isn't just in the West. So when a man makes a mistake, society often has words of, yes, it was a mistake. He'll get back on his feet. He's just testing it out. He needs to try again. He will get it right eventually. When women make mistakes, the rhetoric is, I don't know why she tried that. That was ridiculous anyway. That was never going to work. You should just stop trying. And those messages are incredibly insidious and have us doubting ourselves long before we even get started. But therein lies the rational lies, because the rational lies tell you to do the sensible thing. The rational lies are informed by, what if it doesn't work out? The rational lies will have you playing and staying small, because what happens if going big doesn't work out? But these rational lies are stealing so much of your potential and so much of your future. It's wild. And yet they don't come looking like a thief. They don't come obviously coming to steal your future. What they come as is very rational, very prudent insight. Oh, things are not working out the way you want them to. Oh, well, you should give up then. Oh, well, you've tried and it's still not working. Oh, well, never mind. Maybe it's just time to stop. Don't look like a fool. Hi, LinkedIn user, Sonia or Sharon. I'm sure it's one of the two of you, and it's lovely to have you here. We are just talking about those rational lies that chip away at your confidence. They chip away at your sense of self, and they keep you in those sensible shoes, those beige outfits, not doing much, not being much, not changing much. And yes, you are absolutely right. We are conditioned into this pretty much from birth. We get those messages loud and clear that you need to not do anything except what is rational, what is sensible. And yet, I want to remind you today that success is not linear. Money is never linear. But even more importantly, some of the most brilliant things in our world are not logical and not rational. Tell me who, if you know them, and yeah, feel free, drop them in the chat, but tell me who. I mean, first of all, the idea of falling in love is the least rational, least logical thing we can possibly do. But then also tell me how deeply that love is felt and held for the person who is perceived to be the sensible, logical choice. Because I can tell you in my own personal life, I didn't fall in love with the person with the sensible choice. And to be honest, the idea of falling in love anyway is not sensible or logical. I have watched many documentaries about the brain function of when we fall in love, and it literally bypasses all of the logic and all of the rational bits. Another thing that completely bypasses logical and rational bits are the pieces of us as women that call us into having children. There are things that happen in your brain, chemical connections that literally disconnect and rewire and completely change when we have our children so that we will have more. Because quite frankly, childbirth hurts like a beast. And if you remembered it exactly as you experienced it, you are unlikely to go through it again. So there are so many of the most wondrous things in our world. Long before we talk about business, money, cash flow, all of those pieces that have nothing to do with logic. Friendship, not logical. Choosing to love someone, to go to bat for someone, to have the back of someone, to form a new alliance, to become a new form of unit and that's not logical. That's definitely not often not sensible. And yet it creates such magic in this world. And that's the thing. Because I come to you, as I say, with a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. And the powerful truth is that if you want more magic, you need to ditch the logic. Magic and logic, they don't coexist well. Magic is literally the opposite of logic. You cannot continue to desire magic, miracles, like things that are beyond your wildest, and then to continue to think you're going to logic your way there. It's not possible. And so I'm minded to ask you, as my practical tip for you today, to ask yourself, how many things, how many places is your logic stealing your magic? What arenas are you shortchanging yourself from magic and things that are beyond your comprehension and opportunities that are available to you because you are seeking to logic your way there and you are seeking to believe in rational lies? Where are you trying to keep both and therefore getting neither? Because I think it's really important for us to really understand that these two, they don't coexist well. So we need to decide. Do we want what's logical? Do we want what's sensible? Do we want what everybody else is telling us we should want? Or are we willing to step up and step out and seek the magic that we know that we are here for? Thank you, Stefan. I can see your comment in the chat here. You said true emotions are logical. I can neither confirm nor deny that to be true. I wasn't really speaking about emotions in this particular context, but yeah, would love to share more. I don't know. I believe our emotions are logical, and yet falling in love is not logical. That I know for sure. There are. It's a beautiful. I'll try and remember the name of the documentary that I watched. Um, where it described how much of our brains and the logical, sensible parts of our brains are bypassed through through that process. So logic can be magical too, and deeply linked to my emotions and vice versa. Again, Steph, I'm not going to dispute any of that. I don't know that logic has its own magic, but that isn't what we're talking about here. We're talking about magic that defies logic. There is beauty in logic. There isn't magic in logic. Well, not for me anyway. So I definitely love your insights here and appreciate you for sharing them. I think that it's really important for us to recognize how powerful what we define as logic gets to create. It creates incredible things. And it's interesting because you talked about logic seeming out being seen as cold, mechanical, and detached, but actually, logic is incredibly powerful. Logic creates so many of the most amazing things in our world and has nothing to do with the magic that we seek to create. We seek to create beyond the function of what our mind can create. And that's the kind of magic that I'm referring to here. And the fact is, ladies and gents, we know for sure the beauty of logic is the fact that it leans into the past experiences. What is logical has been created and informed by what has come. Magic leans into what could be, possibility. So incredibly powerful. And the fact is, as I said before, so many of us want that more, and we want that magic, and we want to get there through logic. And unfortunately, it's not available in that way. It is not logical to leap before your wings appear, and yet more often, your wings will not appear before you leap. And therefore, you need to decide, are you going to stay in camp logic or are you going to lean into camp magic? And so the opportunity, as I said before, is for you to have a look and really ask yourself and give yourself the opportunity to be honest about where you are seeing your logic and your rationality and your desire to have linear success and linear outcomes is stopping you from being able to take quantum leaps and make exponential impact and see exponential logic defying progress. And then ask yourself what you want more. So, ladies and gents, thank you so much for, hey, Sharon Bailey. I was just about to sign off, but I wanted to say welcome. It's so good to have you in the room with us today. So, yes, ladies and gents, that is everything I wanted to share with you today. I wish you more magic. I wish you real prudence and focus against falling for all of those rational lies that come into our world. And I look forward to seeing you in the spaces. If you want to create more magic and more success that defies logic in your business and your bank account, and you'd like my help or you'd like to explore my help, feel free. Jump into my DMs. Jump into my DMs. The word you are seeking is magic. And I absolutely look forward to seeing you all in the spaces. Take care, have a good one, and I will speak to you soon. Bye bye.